obviously, it's going to be different depending what game and what gun you're using in specific. But for the most part, majority of guns go upwards and to the right while they go up. So that'll apply pretty much universally to almost every game. So for example, Siege, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and even Rust. Well, for specific guns and specific games, you're going to want to learn that pattern and do the opposite. But globally, across most games in general, you want to pull down and to the left to counteract the upwards and right pattern. For example, that's what it would look like if I was controlling. Obviously, my recoil control isn't the best, but in general, that'll be a lot better than spraying like this. So what is crosshair placement? Well, it's kind of what it sounds like. Crosshair placement is keeping your crosshair, where your gun is aiming, placed on where enemy head level is going to be at all times. So if I was swinging this angle, I would pan clear from right to left because I'm swinging a right angle, and the whole time, my crosshair should remain either on the enemy's head or near it, like close enough to where I don't have to react super fast. See, like this obviously takes some map knowledge, but if I was coming up here, see, that's where head level would be. So keeping your crosshair on head level is just overall going to make your gunfights more versatile and winnable for you. Like, even if you don't expect anyone to be there, you should still do it. Because if they are there, you don't have to react instantly to aim. Like, if I was aiming down here, I'd have to react quick and aim up. And by then, they would have already headshotted me in high elo. So, crosshair placement is just going to make it so you're constantly ready to get that headshot as soon as you see an enemy. So what you want to do is keep your crosshair on one horizontal level, not moving it up and down at all, the entire time you're swinging an angle. This will just, like, it'll just make you more accurate overall, and you won't have to rely on your reaction time so much to win that gunfight. Well, crosshair placement is one of the harder skills to fix, because it's such a bad habit to just, like, not be paying attention to where your crosshair is at all when you swing an angle. So, the only real way, I would say, is if the game you're trying to practice in has a game mode where you can fight against bots, go against that just to learn where players stand and, like, how to picture that enemy's height in your head. But overall, for crosshair placement, you kind of just have to play the game more. Like, on Siege, for example, the game I've been showcasing all these on, I know that the average enemy is going to be about right there. If they're deeper on the stairs, they're going to be like there. So just being able to picture that person on your angle, like right there is where their head's going to be. So being able to picture that person standing on that angle is just going to work better for you. See, it's right on head. So you just need to, like, play the game that you're trying to practice enough to learn exactly where head is every time. Like, it doesn't have to be exact. You can be near head, but for the most part, you should be swinging, like, close enough to their head where you can get the headshot in without having to put that much, like, micromanagements into your aim. So, in my opinion, tracking, like, player and enemy movement is the hardest skill out of all of them. Because you just need to be so consistent with crosshair placement and recoil control to actually pull it off. So tracking enemy movement is just being able to keep your crosshair on their head or even their chest as they move, like if you're shooting at a moving object. So that could be for any reason. Like if I was flanking someone and they're going from here to there, I would want to aim it ahead and then don't move your mouse up and down at all. Just move it left to right and track with the enemy at head level the whole time. Tracking is easily the hardest to learn because you need to combine both of the other factors so well for you to be able to track well. That's why I put it as the final step. It is like, you need to learn the other two before you can learn how to track. So I would say to practice tracking, either hop in a casual match on whatever game you're trying to get better at, or some games like Counter-Strike and like Rust, have maps that like have optional moving bots to track that are meant for just learning how to track. So if you have that, play those because you'll be constantly tracking. But if you don't have that option, then you just have to learn how to track over time by just playing against different enemies in different scenarios where they move more. So if you practice each one of these factors individually enough, then over time your aim, like as a whole, will just improve. So you'll be able to win most scenarios if you get good at it enough. So if you're swinging, you aim it head. That's a head tap on whoever's holding the angle on you. Recoil control, if you need to take a body shot gunfight for some reason, you can control well enough to hit those body shots consistently to get a fast time to kill, like if you were to headshot them. Tracking, if the enemy is moving for whatever reason, like obviously in Siege you're not going to be moving that much, but like on a game like Valorant or something with movement like abilities, movement and tracking is going to be like a really big factor. So combining all of these things together will just overall like make each scenario more winnable for you and make your aim more smooth and consistent no matter who you're playing against or what that person you're playing against is doing in the time of your gunfight.